What's up guys, welcome back to my channel, GGFOREX here, and we have got good news on the Ftmo challenge series. We have a few setups that I like the look of. I now need to wait for retracement. I've got all confirmations, I need to wait for retracement. So, USD CAD, it's finally broken down. We've had real nice divergence playing. I just needed to wait for proof. We've had this nice breakdown, this is good. So now I want to see a nice retracement happening, so that could take a day or two, which is great, but I'm predicting somewhere around here, but we're not quite ready yet. EN has finally happened, it's come down here, so I'm waiting for it to close and looking like there's an entry up here, predicted sales here. We have real nice bearish divergence, we have real nice targets, so I've now got my confirmations. I just need to wait for a retracement to happen. This looks really nice and clean. GN, where's my watch list? GN, same sort of thing happening. We've now just, let me just go back. I've now just liquidated these highs. We had a nice push up. We've got real nice bearish divergence on a higher time frame. This is a 4-hour time frame, by the way. So we've now broken this. I'm going to wait for it to make more targets and then see where it retraces. But it looks like we've got a nice entry up here. EG, same thing. We have liquidated the highs. We have come down. We've broken the lows and made targets. So I'm waiting for a retracement for a nice sell-off. So that's going really well as well. So it looks like we have a possible like 4 or 5 trades to go on. So yeah, all looking like it makes sense, all looking good. So yeah, so next time you see me, I'll be in a different place and I'll show you guys that. Hopefully it's not raining, because it's raining right now in Bristol, but yeah. I'll see you guys in a sec and see what happens in the markets, and hopefully we get some nice retracements. Oh, one more thing. USD Chef. USD Chef, I was predicting buys in this area. It came in, reacted off a weekly, consolidated, broke the lows, pushed high, made targets. Now it's retracing. So I'm looking for an entry around here for a nice 1 to 3, which would be good. We do have higher time frame targets up here. So it does look very tasty, so we're taking a swing at this. So that may trigger today, it should do, but we'll see during the New York Open. Good morning guys, it is Wednesday, or is it Thursday? I believe it's Thursday. It's Thursday. Welcome back to the channel, GGFOREX here, and welcome to the live, well, Forex challenge series, right? So, good news and bad news is, bad news, I am 2.5% down. Obviously I lost on CAD yen, which is fine, that can happen, and I lost recently on Euro Pound. So, I'll just let you show you the Euro Pound one that I was in. So the Euro Pound, I was seeing what I wanted to see. It came up here, I had divergence. It came, the only thing it didn't do really, if I go to the line graph, is what I should have looked out for. It never broke. It never broke any of these, right? It never broke the structure. It never told me that sellers are now in control. It kind of added to it, so I was like, oh yes, this is good, because also liquidity, but then it also kind of made more targets up here. If I go back to my candles, also kind of made more targets, but I was willing to take the risk, right? So there's more targets created up here. So if you can see that, it kind of made perfect equals up there. So I should have been aware of that, but with time against me, I thought, let's just take the risk on this trade and see what happens. But obviously it's been blown through, so now what I'm going to wait for on Euro Pound is for it to break this low and see what happens. I'm waiting on Euro NZD. It's doing everything I wanted to do. It's creating trendline liquidity. It has broken structure to the downside. It has left me a great area to get an entry in. I'm about 70 pips away from triggering. I have got really nice equal lows down here, and I am selling off in a really nice premium area. So that kind of all makes sense. It's doing what I want it to do. If you have a look, you've got 1, 2, 3 impulses to the upside. Have a look at RSI, we're already selling off. So this is making a lot of sense to me on Euro NZD. I'm in USD CHF at the moment, buying it. It's making a lot of sense. Let me just zoom out a sec so you can see why I was buying it. So you can see it consolidated, pushed up, made equal targets, came down, consolidated in an area where it previously consolidated before, in a nice discount area, came down, consolidated, pushed up, made more targets. So then I was waiting for the retracement to happen, and then I entered in on a discounted area as well down here. So this is a 1 to 5 if it plays out. So yes, I am 2.5% down, but obviously if 1 to 5 plays out, then I'm up 2.5%. So that's fine, so that's positive. And obviously if EN triggers and wins, that's 1 to 10, so there could be possible re-entries on EN. I am waiting on USD CHF. That is coming back to where I want it to be. So I mean USD CAD, sorry. Yeah, so USD CAD is where I want, is what I want to happen. And you see I'm selling for a premium area. Let's go to the daily time frame so you can see where I am selling it off overall. You can see lower time frame targets. This is the area that broke all this liquidity to the downside. Price has retraced to that. It's now proved to me that it wants to continue to the downside after this huge retracement up. So I'm looking to sell this off. That'd be a really nice 1 to 6. If it triggers, again, that's probably about over 100 pips away. I know it looks close, but it actually is quite 100 pips away. Let's just go on to my C trade on the back end. So USD CAD is 103 pips away, Euro NZD 66 pips away. GN, I'll show you GN at the moment, that's 227 pips away. GN is looking really weak at the moment, but it's doing everything I want it to do. It needs to retrace now. There's nothing more I can ask for. It's taking liquidity. It's got really nice divergence. I'm in a premium area. It's proved to me that sellers are now in control. I just need for price to retrace, so that could take, I don't know, probably till next week for that to even get near my entry. And AUD, NZD, same thing happening. Let me just zoom out a bit so you can see what I'm on about. So you can see price is accumulating in this area. It made equals, it came down to discounted, pushed up. So I'm hoping price comes down to this other discounted level, pushed up, and then it can take out these equal highs it created up here. So again, that's going to take some time. AUD, NZD trades do take a long time to happen. So obviously with the GN retracement and the AN retracement, it's going to take time. So maybe next week, mid next week possibly, for those trades to get near my entry. But at the moment it's just USD CHF and Euro NZD. USD CHF is doing really well at the moment, which is good. I will be wary of it when USD CAD gets near my entry, because obviously USD buying and selling the same currency pair. I need to see where Canadian dollar is at, how Canadian dollar is looking when it is approaching my area, and I'm still in USD CHF. So we'll see. That's something to play on. But I am away, as I said, I was traveling, and have a look at the view. This is amazing. Yes, I know it's cloudy. It's not exactly IB for now, is it? But that crazy man over there is swimming. What the hell? Okay. Yeah, I mean, having a view like this from a bed, from a living room, is pretty amazing. And the fact that I can, blur it. The fact that I can trade and be here at the same time on a Thursday is just, it's amazing, isn't it? It's goals. And I'm finally doing it, which is, the dreams come true. But guys, I will leave you on that cringy note and see you in a sec with more updates. Okay guys, so I've just got into a trade on EJ. Reason being, if I zoom out a bit on a 4 hour, you can see price has liquidated these lows. I'm expecting a retracement back to this daily area up here, because this is a premium zone. This is where they caused all the buys. This is a descending trend line, so this is full of liquidity of people selling this off. And when it sold it off, I can see a little accumulation happen. I can see bullish divergence happening on the higher time frame, and I could get in on when they put in those buys to push up to show me that buyers are now in control. So yeah, I mean the technicals are saying this is a sell, so I want to do the opposite of what the market is thinking. It has created kind of targets up here in the form of equal highs, so I'm just going to see how this trade goes. So that's looking positive so far. I'm in USD Chef or USD Swiss. That's going well. That's up probably 1 to 1 at the moment, so it's roughly at £750 at the moment. So I'll let you guys know how this plays out later on tonight. It is 2:45 in the afternoon, so a lot more movement will happen in the next two hours. But yeah, so EJ, USD Chef, USD CAD's approaching my entry still. That's probably not going to be till next week. GN is approaching my entry, but again, that's not going to happen until next week. AN is kind of playing around a little bit, so that probably won't be till next week or the week after, so maybe next year, because I know AUD pairs take forever to move. Again, USD JPY is approaching, but it's going to take a week or two for it to get up to that level. But yeah, so far so good. I'll let you guys know how it goes. Right guys, I'm back from my little holiday, little trip away for my girlfriend's birthday, but we are in 3 trades at the moment. One's on EN, I have a pending on EN as well, but I didn't feel like it's going to get there. It's 50 pips away from entry, and I can see a distribution happening just below it. So to be safe, I've gone in for a market execution, but with my stop loss above where my pending stop loss is. That makes sense. Let me just show you what I mean, and then you'll be able to see what I'm on about. So this is my EJ trade. It's coming out well at the moment. It's rejecting this area, which I thought it would do. It's nice. I'm just waiting now for price to push higher. That's EJ. EN, however, this is the 8-hour time frame, by the way. This is my entry up here. This is where I think price wants to go. It hasn't got there yet. If I go into the 4-hour, I'd be able to see something a lot clearer. This is where I feel like price would go, but I'm starting to see this curve happening. This sort of top half of a circle, making a semicircle. So it's kind of like, to me, it's distribution. You know, you got price that's been pushing up for a while into my key point of interest. It's had nice bearish divergence. It's leaving targets along the way. It's adding to this trend line liquidity. So I can just see this dropping off. So what I did is I put my stop loss above this high, and also did a market execution here. Is slightly in drawdown, but only by like a smidge. And same TP. So this is a 1 to 4, this is a 1 to 10. So if this still triggers in and comes down, then great. Obviously that's 14% gain if both of them work out, but I'm kind of thinking that this one, the 1 to 4, is going to work out. I don't see this going higher, but if it does, great. And obviously USD CHF update is still in. I've moved the stop loss to break even, just to cover my butt. But yeah, so I'm still in this trade. It's up probably 1.5 at the moment. So yeah, that's going well. I just need to wait out. If I go to the daily time frame, you can see the nice momentums to the upside. So that's covered. That's a free trade. But now I just need to wait out. I've got USD CAD approaching. Let me just have a look at how far away it is. USD CAD is 74 pips away, so let me just show you that. So USD CAD is coming up nicely, flagging nicely to my interest area. I'm aware it could possibly react off this level here, so we'll have to wait and see what price does, but I feel like it's going to come fill that imbalance, and then by doing so trigger me in, and then we have a daily order up here as well where I feel like price might want to go and mitigate out of 2, which caused this huge sell-off. So my entry looks good, 74 pips away. Probably won't happen this week, it will probably be next week. And the same with GN as well. GN is approaching my entry nicely. It's
definitely proved to me that the sellers are in control. It's liquidated at the high, so all the money now is to the downside. If I zoom out a sec, you'll be able to see what I mean. So all the money now is to the downside. But it's about 112 pips away. So that's not going to happen today. It's Friday after all. So that'll probably be mid next week by the time that happens. But yeah, so far so good on trading. It's literally just sitting on my hands and waiting now. I don't want to be too overexposed. I've already got 3% on at the moment as risk. Obviously you're only allowed 5% in a day. Obviously one of those trades is at break even, so if it does lose, it won't lose any money. But with Ftmo, I believe, let me know in the comment box below, you have to, it's whatever's floating. So if you put 1% risk on and you're still in the trade, and then let's just say you had 5 other trades on, so you're at 5% trade max, and you have one floating and it's at break even, but then you go into another trade, let's say another trade for 1%, and you've got 6% floating, you actually violate the rules. I think that is the case. Even if you won't lose 6%, you're actually only going to lose 5, let's just say, for example. I think that is how it's done. But yeah, just let me know in the comment box below, guys, if that is correct. But anyway, that's it. It's Friday. I doubt a lot's going to happen. I had a great weekend. It's just amazing how you can trade and travel at the same time, and it's like no extra stress, especially on the high time frames. Yeah, it's awesome. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the content so far. Hope you enjoyed the challenge. But yeah, things are looking good. I just now need to wait for price to do whatever it wants to do. Anyway, guys, if you like this video, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.